Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a fall DIY and thriftlet video, and we're going to hop right into these projects. The first project, I'm going to be using this embroidery hoop that I thrifted, as well as this beautiful burnt orange fabric that I also thrifted. And I'm going to be making an embroidery hoop pumpkin, and I have never actually found an embroidery hoop that is shaped like this. All I ever seem to find are the circular round ones. I've never actually seen an oval one, so I'm really excited that I finally found one for a good price. So I scooped it up. And this fabric, I'm just going to trim as close as possible to the embroidery hoop. I want to save as much of this fabric as possible. I really want to try and do some fabric pumpkins with this fabric because it's such a beautiful color and the material is really, really nice. So I'm going to try that at some point. I also want to note that I am not going to be doing any hot glue on this embroidery hoop. The embroidery hoop I have fastened pretty tight so the fabric will not go anywhere, and I don't want to ruin this embroidery hoop for several reasons, so I'm just not going to use any hot glue or like staple anything to this piece. So the florals that I'm going to be using um, are just scrap florals that I've had lying around either from last season or ones that I've picked up this year so far. And I'm just going to create an arrangement that is appealing to me and that goes with this burnt orange fabric. So that is all that I'm doing is I'm going to create basically like a what is it? It's not really like a swag. I mean, I'm just kind of like the front door hangers that I like to do. I'm just doing greenery like that. I'm not going to be doing a bow though. So once I do get the arrangement how I want, I am going to attach them all together using a zip tie. And then once I have that positioned how I want, I will hide the zip tie in the middle portion using twine, and I do have it scrunched fairly close together so that you don't need to have a bow. And if you want to add a bow, that is perfectly fine. I just didn't want to add a bow to this piece in particular. And then since I'm not using hot glue, I'm just going to attach another little piece of the twine to the middle portion, and then I'm going to tie it to the top part of the embroidery hoop where that like screw portion is. There's like a little loop, and I'm just going to attach it to there, and then this piece is done. So I really hope that you guys like this one and are looking forward to the rest of these projects. All right, so for this project, I grabbed this lamp fixture with these lampshades a couple weeks ago at the thrift store, and my vision was to turn these into pumpkins. I saw something very, very similar on Sammy's channel on Unicorn Dust Designs, and I had already had these, so I was really excited to give them a shot. Well, I'm going to be completely honest. This took a complete 180. So I'm going to share with you how I started, and then I'm going to show you how it ends because they do not turn into pumpkins. At least mine don't. So I was going for more neutral pumpkins. I did a white, and I did like two shades of gray and one like beigeish kind of color lampshade. Um, or globe or whatever they're called. I think they're globes. So I painted them. I did two coats. I let them sit, and I went to go put the the wood finials that I grabbed from Home Depot. I grabbed these and I was like, these are perfect. They're going to fit perfectly on top. These are going to be so cute. I put it on top and all I could think of was, this looks like a bell. It looks like I am making a bell, which would be really cute for Christmas. So maybe if I can find something similar to this for Christmas. And then I took the finial off, and all I could see from then on was a ghost. Like, this white globe just looked like a fancy ghost. And so I went with it. I tried this white one first to see if I was going to like it, and I love how it turned out. So I did the other three the exact same way. So um, I am wrapping the top portion here with twine just to give it something else. I'm going to be leaving the top portion open, so I wanted to give something else to this piece here. So once I wrap around several times with twine, I'm using this Sharpie pen. It is oil based, and I am going to be drawing the eyes onto this globe. So I just freehand two eyes to make it look like a ghost, and I thought this was turning out so cute. I wanted it to be simple, and I decided to add a little tag to the top portion of this ghost, and then this piece is done. I did have some craft paper that I just am ripping off so it looks a little bit more rustic, and then I'm going to stamp the word boo on it with just I have this stamp set that I grabbed. I don't remember where I got it from. I've had it for years, but they're small letters, so it's perfect for this one. So I spell out boo, and then I'm going to trim um, the outside portion of the tag with um, oh my gosh, the Waverly Antique Wax. Sorry guys, this is late at night when I'm recording this. So I use the antique wax to, give it again more of an aged rustic look. And then I'm going to attach the tag with twine to the top portion of this ghost. And then this little piece is done. I did the same thing for the other three. I repainted them white. I just absolutely love how these turn out. I would like to find more round shaped globes so I can do pumpkins with them, but if I can't find anything, I'm just really happy at how these ghosts turned out. I know this isn't fall, I know this is Halloween, but the craft went in a completely different direction and I wanted to share it with you. So I really hope that you guys like this one, and definitely let me know in the comments. For our final project, we're going to be doing another front door hanger. I know I did one 2 weeks ago or 2 videos ago, but I got another custom order and I wanted to share this one with you too because it turned out so cute. I love custom orders. So the wood round that I grabbed is from Home Depot. It is an 18-inch wood round, and I sanded it down with 220 grit sandpaper. I stained it with watered down antique wax. I let it dry. I gave it a light sand, as you just saw, with 320 just to soften everything, get rid of any of the raised wood areas from the stain. And then I am doing a light coat of polyacrylic because I am going to be applying vinyl to it to create my stencil. And I find it best to apply a, a a polyacrylic or something to apply the vinyl. It just makes it easier to stick to the wood. So while that's drying, I'm cutting out the welcome on my Cricut machine. So like I said, this is a custom order and she loves squirrels and she wanted a squirrel theme. So I created this welcome word with the acorn as the O, and she loved it. So she really wanted it to look like the last one. like with the florals and the colors. So I'm doing the same thing as last time where I'm applying the vinyl word to the wood round. And then once I apply the vinyl, I am going to paint over top of it. Um, Sorry about that. Trigger was barking outside at the door. So, like I said, once I apply the vinyl, I'm going to be painting over top of it. And I'm going to be using a foam roller to apply the paint. So, the painter's tape that I have here, I am using the lines from the pressed boards to make my straight lines on the painter's tape because that inner portion is what I'm going to paint white. So like I said, I'm using a foam roller and I'm going to do, I think I do like 3 coats with the foam roller. I do very light coats and I'm very gentle with the foam roller. I do not want to push too hard so I can prevent as little bleeding as possible. And definitely when I'm doing a white, like I'm doing here over a stain, I will wait for the paint to fully dry before I remove the vinyl. And that's because I want to ensure that there's not going to be any discoloration of the white. So yes, I did put a clear coat between the stain, if you will, and this paint, so there shouldn't be any bleed through or anything. But I definitely like to ensure that there is not going to be anything before I remove the vinyl and the painter's tape in case I have to do any touch-ups anywhere like that. So I am going to again, once it's fully dry, then I'm going to remove the painter's tape and I'm going to remove the vinyl. And what's left behind is the stained word. And it just looks so pretty. And I think I had maybe one little tiny area of bleeding that I was able just to use this Cricut scraper. And I was able to clean that portion up and it looks absolutely perfect, like nothing ever happened. And this acorn piece for the O is just so stinking cute. Once everything is completely dry, I am going to give it the top of it. I'm going to give a spray with polyacrylic, and this is going to ensure that there will not be any smearing of the white paint onto the wording where I just removed the vinyl from. And then I'm going to give the top of the front door hanger 2 good coats of Helmsman spar urethane, and I'm going to give the back side 1 coat. The Helmsman is made for outside to help protect from the elements. So that is why I do 2 coats on the front. I just don't want anything to happen to the front door hanger. And I'm going to let that completely dry. And then before I do anything else to the front, I am going to attach the D hooks to the back of the back side so that when I do the bow and the greenery, I won't have to flip it over and smush it. So these D hooks, I get like a huge pack from Amazon and I will try and link them in the description box for you. I don't know how far down. Again, I usually use the line from from the pressed pine board to make sure that they are straight or level. So I just kind of eyeball it, but it usually ends up working out great. So I'm going to do that and then I am going to flip it back over and start working on my bow. But before I do that, I forgot. I use wire to hang it. So, they may not want to use the wire. They may want to use something else, but I like to have the wire for them so that it'll at least be able it will at least be able to be hung. In the meantime, if they want to use something else to hang it, then they can. But I do add the wire. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to start working on the bow and the greenery. So in my last video that I did for this, like 2 videos ago, Someone did comment that they couldn't really see what I was doing when I made the bow, and I apologize for that. So I hope that I got a better angle, and I will make sure to go slower in describing how I do my ribbon. So these two picks I got from Hobby Lobby. They were the same ones from last time. Like I said, she wanted it to look very similar and she liked the picks. I did add the acorn sprigs, those picks, because again, she was going for the squirrel theme and the acorns just kind of tied in with the acorn in the welcome. I am using the same ribbon and I'm going to cut 4 strips. It's maybe 12 to 14 inches long are the strips. So like I said, I'm going to cut 4. You can do 5, you can do 6. It's going to be the same process. So once I have them all cut, I am going to fold them roughly in half. It may be a little bit more than a half, it may be a little bit less, but I try to get it about, in half. And then I'm going to pinch where it meets in the middle. I'm going to pinch, and then I'm going to put 2 on one side. So like the ribbon is facing outward on either side, so that when you put the ribbon together, and you like pull the ribbon outward, then the pretty side will be facing out and not underneath. If that makes sense, maybe just like watching it, you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. So once I have them folded and arranged how I want, I am going to be using a zip tie. So see how what I'm saying, like when you fold out the ribbon underneath, the pretty side is up. If you like flip them around, then they can potentially, the not pretty side will flip up. Again, if you understand what I'm saying. I like to trim the ribbon to get that little fold there. You don't have to if you don't want to, or angle, any other angle that you want, but I like to do that. And then I'm going to fluff everything up and then get everything positioned where I want before I'm going to attach. I do not use any hot glue. I use a staple gun for the greenery and for the ribbon to ensure that they're not going anywhere at all. So the elements aren't going to get to them. The heat won't get to them. Well, I guess that's an element. But you know what I mean. Like nothing will happen to it with the hot glue. They are sturdy with the staple gun. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, or if you just want to say hi. I just love reading everyone's comments. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I'm not sure what video will be next week. It is Labor Day weekend. I hope everyone has a great holiday weekend. I will be going out of town, so I've been pre-recording, so I'm trying to figure out what next week's video will be. But again, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.